guys, it's Pat, aka Dreamer Pat, and for those who do not know me, I'm the #1 trainer here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a workout program for yourself. And if you stay tuned towards the end, I'm going to be actually going through the entire steps that I mentioned in the beginning of the video and actually creating the workout program for you to follow. So again, stay tuned and let's get right into it. Alright, so let's jump right into the video. So the #1 thing we have to think about when it comes to training and just creating any workout program is you have to decide what days you're going to train. This sounds relatively basic, I understand, but it is actually something that's relatively difficult for a lot of people. So the normal split that most people do, and again, this is mainly for beginners, is you want to follow a split. So you work out one day, rest one day, work out one day, rest the other day. So a normal, just to begin with program, you usually want to do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday with some active workouts in between Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then Saturday, Sunday you could do either a rest period or you could do an active rest. These are the most general and easiest ways to kind of get your initial goal started. Again, the reason why this is important is because you have to be able to choose days that work with your lifestyle. That is probably the hardest part. So some people, well, most people work a traditional 9 to 5, you know, they don't always have all the freedom they can do things. So when you're deciding on what days of the week you want to train, then it comes down to the times. I personally prefer to train in the morning. I don't like training at night as much. I just feel like I'm the most active and the most awake during the morning, so I prefer the mornings. Now again, if your schedule only permits you training after hours, try to pick the days where you have the quote unquote the least amount of load in your day to work with. So try to make sure that you don't overload yourself after your long work day. Try to make sure that you can actually fit the required time necessary to actually get your goal. And again, if you're just not sure even where to begin, a Monday training day, Tuesday active rest day, Wednesday training day, Thursday active rest, Friday training day, Saturday another, that could be a full rest day, and then Sunday it could be an oddball day or just a recovery day or a meal prep day, as I like to say. So again, that's what you're going to focus on when you're choosing what times and what days to train. And the really important thing when it comes to picking these times is you have to be able to make a pledge to yourself to get it done. We could create you the most perfect program in the entire world. However, if you're not going to stay consistent to it, it's not going to work. Consistency is everyone's bane. It's the hardest part about it. You got to make sure that your times are congruent with your schedule and everything aligns well enough to actually be able to achieve the goal you're looking for. So again, time, schedule, and a commitment are the 3 things you're going to need when you're first starting out to create that workout plan. Let's move on to the next thing. All right, so the second steps for creating your workout program, like I mentioned in the first clip, is your rest days. So when you're doing a rest day, you really want to prioritize not taking, so we have the notion that if you take a rest day, you should not do anything whatsoever. I would not personally advocate for that. I would personally say that you want to choose active rest days. You still want to be active doing something. You know, the more you're active, the closer you're going to get to your goal, the faster you're going to get there. And it kind of really helps maintain that overall discipline when it comes to just, in general, reaching your goal. There's also things like manufacturer release that's very important for resting. You also want to try your best to avoid injuries. So taking rest periods when your body is clearly telling you you're broken is a good thing. There's some who argue that you should always work out every single day, give your hardest, and honestly, I'm one of those people who will definitely advocate for training your hardest, but at the same time, if you're just starting out, having those nice active rest days and congruent with manufacturer release and congruent with just your active rest and your full rest days is really good for just avoiding injuries altogether. You want to stay healthy in the gym, keep everything nice and safe, and then if you can do those things, you have no problem. Let's move on to the next one. The next thing I would also say is that when you're trying to challenge yourself, every 3 months, you should really, let me rephrase that. You want to stick to your program for at least 3 months. Whatever program you created for yourself, don't make any major alterations for the first 3 months. You know, make sure you have that commitment to actually stick to it and actually follow through with it. And then after that 3-month period, then you can drastically make changes. Don't change anything too quickly. As I mentioned before in the previous clip, just make sure that the intensity is there, you're reaching the heart rate zones you need to, and you're actually following through with what you want to do. All right, so as I mentioned before, let's move on to the next one. So the next one is challenging yourself. So in order to achieve the goal you want, you have to make sure that your workout program is challenging and it's meant for your goal. So what I mean by that is you want to make sure that the intensity at which you're training is there. This is the most important thing that I personally see people struggle with all the time in my day-to-day is you don't understand the level of intensity it takes to change or to build or to lose the weight or gain the muscle that you're looking to gain. It's not always as easy as it sounds, and it does require a level of intensity to actually get done. Now, if you want to have like a scale of that, let's say scale is you're not trying hard at all, you're not even there, and 10 is just like you're all out, you're going for it. You want your intensity to stay at about a 6. If you're not at a 6 and your heart rate's not there, you're kind of casually strolling in, you're not really doing much, then you either need to change up your workout program or you just need to increase that intensity. There's just no way around it. You've got to do it. I will say that this is the most common killer for a lot of people's goals is just the intensity. Especially for my hard gainers out there, if you want to build the mass and the size to get you where you want to go, you have to train with a level of intensity in your workout program. You cannot casually get to your goal. It's not a thing. The next one we're going to talk about is just progression. So when it comes to creating a workout program for yourself, you need to make sure that within your workout program, you have set periods or times that you're going to add or you're going to put more to. You don't want to be lifting 15-pound dumbbells, curling 15-pound dumbbells for 3 months straight. It's not going to do anything for you. You're going to be at the same spot. Your body's going to be accustomed to it. There's not going to be any challenge there. It's just going to become easy. You want to make sure that there's points in your workout program that are adding difficulty and some form of just overall intensity required in order to get to your wanting to go. The next one we're going to talk about is don't increase too quickly. So generally when people start with the first workout program, they have this desire to go from, let's say, a 15-pound curl to a 30-pound curl within like 2 weeks, and then they feel super accomplished when they get this really like not so good rep in there. But in theory it looks good, it sounds good, but you really want to take your time in order to actually slowly progress. So if I had to kind of give you a gauge, I call it the rule of 1 month. Every month you should be increasing, changing something. If you want to see a continuous progression, what you're trying to do, every 4 weeks you need to change something. You do not want it to be stagnant. You will see the same results you've always saw. You really want to make sure that your program reflects the intensity required and has the variety and the duration changes that will promote the goal you're trying to achieve. So you always want to make sure that you're progressing in your workout program. All right, so the next thing we're going to be talking about is variety. So one of the hardest things when creating a workout program for yourself is you want your program to be the best program you can be, but let's say you're just not familiar with all the different types of things out there. So we're going to give you some few principles to kind of help guide you in creating that. So the first one you want to think about is this rule called the principle of specificity. This basically says that if your goal is weight loss, prioritize weight loss type movements. If your goal is weight gain, prioritize things that help you build mass and stuff like that. So again, an example of this is, let's say that you are someone who's just looking to lose weight. That is your goal. That's what you want to do. You typically want to keep your rep ranges between usually 12 to 15 reps. You want to stay around that range. You're not typically going to go beneath that, because when you go beneath that, you're not quite getting those heart rate zones that you're looking to achieve. So again, variety and specificity are very important when you're carrying your workout programs. Let's move. Sorry, I totally just tongue twisted myself. But the other thing you want to focus on is avoiding burnout. So when you're creating a workout program for yourself, the most common thing is you usually get stuck in a routine of doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And what happens for a lot of people is you just get bored. You just flat out get bored of your workout program. There's just no mystery to it. In order to avoid this burnout, as we like to say, you really just want to make sure you have a lot of variety in your programs. Throw in oddball days, you can increase the rep schemes, you can create, you can have overload days, whatever the case may be. Just do a lot of different things to add variety to your workout program. Something that I love to advocate is trying different realms of training. So a lot of people typically stick within the realm they're most comfortable with, which is not a bad thing, but at the same time, you really want to make sure that you're having fun and actually like trying to reach your goal. Fitness is not always fun to do. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you that it's not, but if you can make it fun, I strongly encourage you to try so. I know me personally, I don't like doing the same things over and over again. I like to throw on rep schemes. I like to throw on overload sets. I like to just do random workouts sometimes, whatever the case may be, just to kind of keep the fun and the enthusiasm going. All right, so the next one, record keeping. Guys, when I tell you, this is the hardest part for every client or every person trying to get their goal is record keeping. Guys, you need to track your progress. You do not just keep track of weight, body fat percentage, BMI. There is much, much more to your journey and what you're trying to do past those three metrics. You gotta know how much you lifted, your PRs. You gotta know what your active recovery is. You need to know your resting heart rates. You need to know so many different things when it comes to reaching your goal. Your heart rate is important because you need to know what workouts are getting to what point. Like, you just need to be able to track these things. All right, last but not least, now we're just ripping through these. Guys, you need to track your progress. This is the number one thing that I notice all clients and all people just lifting casually do, is they will have these awesome programs, they will do these really cool things, and they do not track their progress at all. You should know what all your PRs for all your weights. You should know how fast you can run 2 miles or 1 mile. You should know how many push-ups you can do a minute. There's so many different metrics out there to gauge where you are. If you don't have any form of record keeping, any way, shape, or form, you're doing it wrong. I'll tell you right now. Not to mention, you need to know more than just your current weight, your BMI, and your body fat percentage. There's so many more metrics out there required. Well, not even required, just there's a lot more metrics out there to help you reach your goal. If you know that you lifted 135 3 weeks ago and you go onto the bar and this time you got 145, you need to know that you got stronger. Not only for your just overall development in your journey, but just mentally. Like, it feels good to know that you can now max something out. It feels good to know that you can go past farther than you did before. A lot of these things are very important, not just for your overall lifting goals, but just for your sanity, man. All right, so that being said, let's move on. To, I'm gonna actually help you guys create your workout program. So here's gonna be our scenario that we're gonna do. I'm gonna pretend that I am let's say I'm a 5'8", I'm a $160. Let's say I'm a female. I'm a 5'6", $150 female. My goal is weight loss. I want to get to, let's say, I want to get a 135. I want to get a 135. I want to get nice and slim. That's where I want to be at. So that's our scenario. If you guys want to follow me or actually just keep watching the video, let's develop a program for this person, okay? Let's do it. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and dive in, and we're gonna see how to actually create a workout program for yourself. You're gonna be putting my head down a lot, but that's okay. So let's take a look. All right, so the first thing you're gonna see here is that we're gonna go ahead and just get the basic information out. So we're gonna pretend, well, hi everyone. Sorry, you know me, I'm awkward, but so we're gonna give some parameters, okay? So the first thing we're gonna say is, this person is 28 years old. We're gonna say that their weight is about, let's say 116. Oh my God, my spelling error is gonna be crazy, bear with me. Let's say their height, we're gonna give it, let's say 5'5", give or take. Let's say 5'5", why not? All right, let's do 5'4". Let's make it more realistic. And then we're also gonna talk about the medical conditions. We have no prior background and medical history, so we're good there. Then we're gonna go into their injuries. We have no previous injuries. After that, we're going to talk about their goal. So this make-believe person is looking to lose about 15 pounds in about, let's say 2 months, at least 2 months. Let's say 15 pounds in at least 2 months, which is a pretty reasonable goal to hit. And they also want to tone them glutes. Gotta tone them glutes. So yeah, they're trying to tone the glutes as well. Again, this is a very common, this is a good starting point for sure. Let's talk about the person's current activity level. So again, just implementing things we talked about previously in the video. Let's go to say that this person's current activity level is relatively sedentary, so they are not very active at this moment, which is okay. That's where we come in. Let's talk about some of the reasons why this make-believe person is just not being able to reach their goal right now. So this said person says that they are just straight up lazy. It is what it is. They say they're lazy. Oh no, but at least they're honest with themselves. So that's a good starting point. The second thing we're going to talk about, the person mentioned, again, this is totally make-believe, is that they just honestly flat out don't know what they're doing. They just don't. And that's actually a lot more common than you would think. I come across that quite often where people have never lifted a day in their life, and that's okay, because that's where I come in. Third reason, so this person says they have a gym membership, but again, kind of like the second, the other reason, they just don't know what to do. They just flat out don't know what to do, and they're there, but they feel like they're not making any real progress. So they're getting very frustrated for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I just fat fingered all that. So again, just kind of going over these. This person, we're just gonna safely assume this make-believe person they're just new to the game. I mean, that's just all it is. So, that being said, they're just new. So let's highlight everything we just mentioned real quick. So first things first was age. We got 26, weight about 160, height is about 5'4". Medical, none. Injuries, none. Goal is to lose about 15 pounds, give or take, in about 2 months. Pretty reasonable. After that, current activity level, they're not very active. Let's see, they're new to fitness in general. Some of the reasons why they're not being able to make it is they're just lazy. They don't know what they're doing, and they just feel like they're not making any current progress at their gym membership. So those are our reasons. So let's go into actually building their program. So first things first, we're gonna set the duration. We're gonna start this guy on Monday. Why not? Let's start it on Monday. Monday seems like a fun time. And as we mentioned previously in the video, we always try to do things in 4-week increments, or 3 months is usually like a good goal for an overall program. But let's go. By the way, you should totally subscribe at this point if you're still watching. Because you want to support me, and I know you guys are awesome. I know it. But yeah, so we're gonna set it for about 4 weeks right now. I'm trying to think of a cool name for this. What do you guys think? I think this 4-week plan would be fine. Let's just start that right now. So let's go to get started. So first thing we're going to start off with, I always like to start everyone with something that they feel strong with the most. I'm going to safely assume this person just happens to like legs. Why not? Legs is fun. So let's create a leg and core day. Let's go ahead and start building it. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and start with is, trying some relatively basic movements, nothing too crazy. We're just going to do some dumbbell squats. Dumbbell squats are pretty straightforward. Not too much mystery there. My goal is to focus on 3 movements that are just relatively simple. Again, this person's new. We're not trying to overwhelm them. We're going to implement all the things we said previously in the last video. So we're going to get dumbbell squats. We're going to do some alternating lunges. And you know what, just for good measure, I'm also gonna put in the leg press. Leg press is in a lot of traditional gyms out there. So yeah, we're gonna add a leg press, and then we're gonna make sure we throw in some cardio. Gotta throw in some cardio. I am personally a fan of cycling, but for the sake of just something that's more prevalent, I'm gonna add the elliptical for now. So with that in there, like I said, we have a relatively good foundation of things to work with. You know what? I'm gonna add one more thing. I'm gonna add one more thing just because. I'm gonna add some calf raises. I'm gonna add some calf raises, man. We're gonna throw calf raises, but I'm gonna do a dumbbell variant only because, again, it's a relatively simple movement, not too difficult. Again, this make-believe person never lived a day in their life, so I think that's a good starting point. So let's go ahead and set it up. We're gonna do a circuit, kind of make things easier versus throwing in a bunch of like terminology like supersets and stuff. So this person will know it's just back-to-back movements. You just do everything in sequence, and then you just repeat it. So there's not too much mystery here. We're keeping it relatively simple. Just a good foundation workout to start with. Let's go ahead and set the repetitions. I'm gonna stick everything to, I'm gonna set everything to the book's version of the correct rep range. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm just gonna do book friendly repetitions. Again, this is just a good starting point. To an upper body day, upper body and cardio. We're not gonna do any muscle splits right now. So let's go ahead and do it. So the first workout, I'm gonna go ahead and add in here, I'm gonna add some dumbbell press, more specifically dumbbell shoulder press. I think this is just a really good foundation workout that everyone should be doing at some point. You can't get far without dumbbell presses, man. After that, we're gonna do some curls, curls for the girls. Just kidding. We're gonna add some dumbbell curls in here. Let's also add some machine chest press to kind of add some variation. I'm not the biggest fan of machine press, but it is still a good workout in general. Let's also add some dumbbell lateral raises, probably one of my favoriteest workouts ever known. And again, we're just gonna add a standing variant in there. Let's also throw in, let's take a look. I'm gonna throw some cardio too. So every workout we're gonna have on here is gonna have cardio in it in some way, shape, or form. We're not gonna avoid cardio, sorry. So let's go ahead and start making the reps and everything. I'm gonna move some stuff around. So kind of like I talked about in the previous video, previous clips, talking about putting the hardest stuff in the beginning and the easier stuff later on to kind of conserve your energy properly. So we're gonna switch this around. I'm gonna change this over to, I'm gonna add the cardio. I'm gonna put time for 15 minutes. So we're gonna get a nice little good warm up / burn before we even begin. I'm gonna do some book style repetitions for the dumbbells. We're just gonna keep it at 15 reps. Again, we're going for strength and also weight loss as well. Again, we're gonna keep the weight relatively light so there's no risk of injury. Again, this person is brand new, so I'm keeping everything nice and simple. Let's also add this for the machine press. We're just gonna up the set mounts, and again, we're gonna stick relatively close to the book on this one. There's 12 reps here. So this was a little tricky. I'm gonna put a note in here. So there's so many different chest presses. So I'm just gonna go straight up to the top and just put a quick little note in here. Oh my God, I keep misspelling everything. I'm sorry, my misspellings are horrible. So I'm just gonna put a note in here saying choose a weight that's comfortable, because I don't know what style of weight the machine press is gonna be. There's so many different ones. So I'm just gonna put a note in here just saying to keep everything relatively comfortable. And put it high enough so that it's still challenging for you. It's still a relatively difficult workout to do. Please ignore my spelling errors, they're so bad. All right, let's go ahead and move on from that. So now we have 2 workouts in. We're gonna go ahead and create the next one. We're gonna do a core and glute day. So this one is gonna be a full-blown circuit though. That's gonna be the only difference. So the other ones we had kind of different schemes in there. This one, I'm just gonna have it strictly circuit only. Let's get some crunches in there. I'm gonna put the most well-known core workouts in here. Again, this is a good starting point. We're gonna do some bicycle crunches. What else am I gonna put in here? Let's see, let's think. Let's go ahead and put some planks in here as well. I'm gonna do a full plank. I like full planks. I've never been a fan of the other ones. This person's not active duty. This imaginary person not active duty, so we're gonna put those. And then we're gonna do some glute stuff. We're gonna do some more dumbbell squats. We're also gonna throw in some donkey kicks as well. Again, just great foundation workouts. What else are we gonna put in here? Let's also put, again, I'm going for the simplest movements in here. We're gonna do some, what else do I want to put in here? Let's see. I want to put. We're gonna also. Sorry, I forgot to put the cardio in there. We're gonna put some cardio in there. Let's see. We're also gonna move forward. We're gonna move these. So now we're gonna. Oh, I totally forgot that I already. As I'm clicking these, I'm remembering it's already in a circuit. So let's go ahead and make sure that all the rep ranges are good. Everything looks good. Let's see. I'm just double checking everything real quick. Again, I'm doing this relatively quickly, so like bear with me. I'm gonna move these workouts around so the split makes a little more sense. I'm gonna put all the rep ranges, nothing too crazy. So again, we're just going for a book style definition amount of reps here. Again, I'm just gonna keep everything simple, 20 reps, keep it moving, 20 reps, keep it moving. I'm gonna keep the movements that require, that aren't reps, the time ones, I'm just gonna keep these at 30 seconds. Again, these ones are gonna be for time. We are gonna add some 15-pound dumbbells in there. So I want the squats to be a little difficult. Again, we're gonna keep to our definition rep ranges here. Let's see, the flutter kicks, we're gonna go for a minute, and then cycling, I want this to be a good burn afterwards. So we're gonna put this right at 15. And I want this to be done 2 times. So this is a 2-round circuit. Again, nice and easy, just follow the sequence. Next one, we're gonna do an active rest day. Guys, active rest day is a thing. You should not be taking full-blown rest days. All right, I like trail walking, but I also like backpacking. So let's go do backpacking. Sure, why not? We're gonna do this for 30 minutes. So this person can go for a 30-minute walk, a 30-minute active walk. So we have our 4 workouts done. Yo, what just happened? Oh, what did I just do? No, I don't want to redo it. I don't want to redo it. Oh, no. Oops. I'm just gonna keep that in the video. All right, so it's ready to go. All right, so let's move on to the calendar. This is the coolest part. So we're gonna design the rep scheme, not the rep scheme. We're gonna design when each workout is gonna be done. We'll start the first day off with legs. We'll start the next workout with cardio and cardio and legs. We're also we're gonna put this one for upper body, and let's do. No, I'm gonna stick to our principle here. I'm gonna put another day of rest in there, so we only have 1 back-to-back day. And that's what it's gonna look like for the most part. So, you know, our imaginary person, they have their first week set, and this is kind of what it's gonna look like for the following weeks until we reach that 4-week mark to see what kind of progression, what kind of variance we can make. Again, I'm just looking at everything, make sure everything looks good. Everything here is pretty self-explanatory. So we use that first week to kind of build off of. Just for the sake of time, I'm not going to put all the stuff in there. Again, this is a very basic workout to start off with. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and now that you guys are leaving this video, you have a better idea how to create a workout program for yourself. And in the event you want me to help you create a workout plan, I would absolutely love to. If you want to click the links down below, I do this all day, every day. I mean, I train people day in, day out, so I love it. I don't mind at all. So like I said, you just click the link down below if you like our team to help you create a workout program for yourself. There's obviously different levels you can take your workout program, the level of intensity, how, you know, the level of intensity, the amount of work you're putting in. But the big thing is when you're creating your own personal workout program for yourself, that you're adding those breaks in between, you're adding you're adding days to give yourself enough rest time. And as you progress, you also add more and more and more. But on that note, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And this was how to create a workout program for yourself. On that note, this is Dreamer Pat checking out. And if you guys want to like, share, and subscribe, I'd be so thankful. On that note, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.